Tonight, we're looking back at the pandemic. 1 year later, a journey from pain to promise.
Nearly 1 year ago to the day when the state went into lockdown and quarantine, there was a massive effort to vaccinate Marylanders as quickly as possible. But that effort has been far from perfect.
The number one thing you hear from officials across the country these days is get vaccinated when it's your turn. And it's something leaders in Maryland, like Governor Hogan, have said over and over the last few months.
As of tonight, just about 11% of the state's population is fully vaccinated. That's more than 656,000 people. In all, Maryland has administered more than 1.7 million vaccine shots. But one of the big things many in the state are concerned with tonight, the equity of who those vaccines are going to.
As of today, more than 60% of those shots have gone to white Marylanders. The next closest population, African Americans, with more than 16%.
Meanwhile, another community decimated by coronavirus in Baltimore, the Hispanic population. And no one knows this more than Bishop Bruce Lewandowski. He's based at the Sacred Heart Church in Southeast Baltimore.
I-Team lead investigative reporter Jane Miller talked to the bishop about the Hispanic Lives Lost, how the church has played a vital role in feeding and treating the community during the pandemic, and the faith that has gotten them through.
How would you describe the past year?
I want to start by just talking about grief and sadness. I don't know if you've experienced this where when you're facing difficulty, problem, or crisis, you kind of just hunker down and work and you try to get done what you need to get done. And I feel like we've been doing that now for 10 and 11 months. And now that there's been a shift toward vaccine, we've slowed down, our pace is different. The future's looking different for us. And I think now at this point, when people are coming back to church, we're realizing who's not coming back. And that's painful and sad. There's been a lot of pain and sadness. And I think only now, because a lot of us are starting to talk about it, it's because our pace has shifted. We were able to focus food, testing, now vaccine, advocacy, being out there in the community, connecting with people, making sure everybody's okay, making sure people get what they need. And that's a lot of work. It takes a lot of energy and effort. Building relationships, maintaining those relationships, keeping the network open for the good and benefit of the people that are here, especially in our Hispanic community. And then now that shifted is like okay, when it was time to grieve, we couldn't. But now it's really very real. And I think the key point of that is people are coming back to church and you remember where people sat and they're not coming back. The other side of that, though, and I really want to emphasize this, is there is a strong and powerful, palpable sense of surprise in our community here at what they've been able to accomplish. I'm surprised at their own ability, their own skill, their own power, and how they've exercised it. So when you look at the food distribution that we've been doing as members of BUILD and in relationship with Johns Hopkins, all of the testing and now vaccine, people look at it and they said, I've been doing this for almost a year, I can't believe it. Our community has been right there on the front lines. And they said, we can't believe it. We did this. We got food to 1,000 people a week, and we've been doing that for 11 months. We had lines of 600 and more, and now it's trickling down little by little, maybe 50 to 100 at a time. Still people getting tested, but we did it. And now the vaccine line on Fridays, 200 appointments, 150 to 200 appointments. We did it. It's amazing. And so I think people look and say, our immigrant spirit, the strong character of our immigrant community is shining at its best.
Bishop, why do you think that there's just been such a disparate effect of the pandemic in all kinds of ways? Why do you think it has been so profound on the Latino community?
I attribute that to a number of factors. Habitually, our folks do not go to the doctors. Nobody goes to the doctor unless it's an emergency or an accident, a sudden health crisis. So what most of us understand is primary care and regular checkups, get your annual checkup. A lot of members of the immigrant community and here the Latino community don't get regular checkups. I've had people tell me the first time I went to the hospital in the 15 years I'm here was when I got COVID.
What do you see ahead in terms of recovery?
People are anxious to get back to church here, and we've had to multiply services to meet the need. So with 6 masses in Spanish so that we can keep social distance, people want to celebrate in church like they did before. That's a very real part of life here. Church here is food on Sunday, mass, socials after the mass, parties for quinceañeras, the 15th birthday, baptisms, weddings, first communions. So I think that's very much in people's minds. We want to get back to that. And actually, when the governor made his announcement, the phone started to ring because they said, we want our wedding and we want to plan the reception. Let us know. So I think that's part of people's experience. They want to get back to what that life was like pre-pandemic.
Sounding encouraged moving forward. Well, 1 year ago, a Howard County couple became the 4th and 5th patients in the state to test positive for COVID-19. They reflected on that time with 11 News reporter Lisa Robinson, discussing their ordeal and how they're doing today.
We're grateful to be on this side of things for sure. You know, we didn't see this coming this time last year. We're just glad to be healthy and whole.
On March 13th, Therian Clark and his wife Marcy Miles Clark started feeling ill. 4 days later, they tested positive for COVID. Marcy had mild symptoms. Therian had a fever and persistent cough.
So they did the chest x-ray and it came back that I was in lung failure. So the doctor walks back in the room with this chart and I'm like, okay, doc, you can give me my prescription. I'm ready to go. And he was like, no, your lungs are failing and I need to intubate you immediately.
We had no idea that, this would begin, the fight of his life.
Literally.
We weren't sure if he was going to make it. He had a couple of different episodes that just, seemed to be really life-threatening at the time.
Therian was in a medically induced coma and on a ventilator for 28 days. When he woke up, he was paralyzed from atrophy. Marcy struggled with not being able to see her husband because of strict hospital rules around COVID. She turned to God.
You've got to pray. For me, that was the only answer. And so we just prayed. I formed a prayer group and a prayer chain. And we prayed from north to south, east, west, down to the Caribbean, over to Great Britain. And every time we prayed, he would respond. He would respond.
After 46 days in the hospital, Therian went home.
I was very weak.
He still has trouble sleeping and moving his arm, but with physical therapy, he's very much on the mend.
I'm probably back to 85 to 90%.
We definitely have a greater appreciation for life because we really can see just how life can change on a dime.
The two have written a book about their journey, Praying Wife, Healed Husband. The two stay close to home these days. They have both gotten their first vaccine and are encouraging others, especially African Americans, who may be skeptical, to do the same.
You're better off with that vaccine than you're not.
Lisa Robinson, WBAL TV 11 News.
Glad they are doing better. For many, the sights of COVID-19 vaccines going into arms across Maryland is providing new hope, some sense of normalcy. The pandemic has forced families and friendship circles to separate. Feelings of isolation and loneliness have become too common over the last year. But these vaccinations you're seeing pictures of are giving one group of Baltimore women hope for a return to normal. 11 News reporter Amy Liu shares us their story, showing how love and friendship have weathered the worst of the pandemic.
In the most basic rules of Mahjong, it's a noisy game. The winner of any game must bring matching tiles together.
Oh, yes.
Kay Abraham knows that same strategy
We have COVID Mahjong rules.
has helped her through lonely times.
I remember at one point that I actually had to put the card table away, put the game away, and to us that was like one other, another straw to break the camel's back. It was like, there won't be any Mahjong for quite a while.
For months, Abraham and her friends strategized together for the safety of each other. Put their weekly game away and isolate.
As everything else was closing, it was one more thing, and it was kind of sad because we really looked forward to doing that. So besides not even being able to get together in my apartment, we couldn't travel to anyone else's house. It became more and more difficult. So for us to be able to finally see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Friend Robin Kaplan says living alone didn't help.
For a long time it was all about the loss and what we couldn't do, I think. And then I think we really started seeing what we could do. 6 crack?
But what they could do started with socially distant chats outside, checking in with one another, even helping out with groceries.
At one point we were like, okay, who needs toilet paper? I have toilet paper. We have a friend who went and threw paper towels into Kathleen's door because we couldn't go into each other's apartment, and he threw a roll of paper towels in there. And it was a big help.
The help continued when the state opened vaccines up for their age group. The ladies signed up together.
She got hers on Tuesday.
And now with their vaccine cards proudly in hand,
9 done.
they're back to what they call happy hour. For now, they take their precautions. The table is larger and masks are still required. Shuffling and drawing tiles are limited to specific players.
We mind the rules pretty, carefully, but it's just been great. And besides, it's fun to play. Aside all the social stuff, we're all fairly competitive. Right.
Rules they follow now, with hope to ease on some in the future.
I think there's a bright spot out there, and I'm hoping everybody can get to that point.
I've learned a lot about friendship this past year. I mean, I think we all of us have friends, but I don't know that I have had friends that I've leaned on and depended on quite the way I've depended on this group of people.
Friends strategizing their new normal, and with each other.
She won again. We're not playing with her anymore. We're done.
Winning, even through the tough times together. In Hamden, Amy Lou, WBAL TV 11 News.
Maintaining a good attitude about it all. Well, with the country shut down, the pandemic quickly forced millions of people to the unemployment line. Here in Maryland, the claims for benefits flooded the system, bringing it to a grinding halt. After months of work, the state has been able to process most claims, but many of the unemployed have gotten trapped in fraudulent claim investigations, leaving them struggling without the money they say they qualify for. 11 News I-Team covered dozens of unemployment claims over the past year, like Brad Witzak.
Things out of my control, I try not to stress over, and this is definitely something out of my control. I just put my hands up and I pray to God and hope things happen,
A proposed statewide bill calls for more transparency in the Department of Labor, as well as regular reporting on staffing and the ability to respond in a crisis. Also, timely updates given to Marylanders on where their claims are in the process. And for all of those still out of work right now and in need of additional benefits, more help is on the way. As soon as this weekend, President Biden signed his $1.9 trillion COVID-19 stimulus package this week after Congress approved the bill. In addition to extending $300 per week unemployment insurance bonuses into the month of September, the stimulus package also includes $1,400 direct payments to most Americans, nearly $20 billion for vaccinations, $25 billion for rental and utility assistance, and $350 billion for state and local relief efforts. Officials say those direct $1,400 payments could start hitting bank accounts over the next few days.